Hi everyone, Tam's here. It is time for another Courtland Cottage Chronicles video. In these videos I get really chatty and I share with you what all has been happening here at Courtland Cottage for the past month in terms of all the cozy hobbies that I have going on and lots of projects and things like that. So let's get started. I made a lot of videos for you guys in June and hopefully you enjoyed them all and they addressed all the questions that you have had for me. The biggest focus in June was journaling, and there's a reason for that. Number one, it was mid-year and I shared with you how things were going with my Hobonichi. I've been using my Hobonichi as my daily planner and bullet journal, and I have a video that I shared how it's going. I really love this Hobonichi Techo Cousin. I am not tired of it at all. Going into the second half of the year, I'm very pleased with it. I also shared with you my Parks and Trails journal that I promised in our last Chronicles video, and I hope you enjoyed that. In addition, I was a big part of the Travelers Company several day events that were happening at the Paper Seahorse in Tampa during the month of June. First of all, I helped out with a meetup, one of the meetups that was had there, and I shared with you my meetup notebook and how I use this. And then if you are a follower on my Instagram channel, I have reels with highlights of some of the things that were happening during those events, and I have a meetup event reel with all the highlights so you can see what all we did, what we made, and just all the fun that we had. And lastly, I taught a class at the Paper Seahorse using the Travelers Company 019 insert. It was a class I created years and years ago, and I've just kind of leveled it up each year and made it a little more timely, but it's called Cozy Creative Journaling, and I have a reel on Instagram with some highlights around that. But I enjoyed that whole week of meeting like-minded people and kindred spirits and just being a part of the Travelers Company partnership with the Paper Seahorse. It was so much fun. I encourage you to look at the Paper Seahorse Instagram as well and take a look at all the many things that were going on during that week and all the creative people that were in and out of there. In terms of journaling going into July, the journal that I'll be sharing with you in July to give you some inspiration is my Disney journal. So, more to come on that in July. I'll make a special video for that. Okay, let's talk about letter writing. Lots going on with letter writing both in June and July because the Tampa Bay Letter Writers Club that I'm in is having a challenge to earn a patch. And I'm leading this, so I put together the patch and kind of the guidelines on the journal, but this is our patch we're all working for. It ends in the end of July. So if we each meet the requirements that I set up, then every member that meets those will get this little Operation Pen Pal patch. Now this is something that you can do yourself with your friends or with kids to encourage them to write letters, or you can do with your own letter writing group. I know a lot of you guys have your own letter writing group because you have watched my videos and you've asked me questions, so I know that you have a group too. And offering something like that over the summer when you probably will not meet or you'll take a break and people are traveling and going back and forth, it just kind of keeps the year from getting too stagnant. And I have found that people really respond to a challenge like this. So we're having a good time, and I have a lot of letters that have come in. I can tell you that people are doing their challenge because let me show you how much mail I got just in the past week. So here's all the mail I got in just a week's time, and I have got a lot of work ahead of me in July. I'll be writing a lot of letters in July, but I'm looking forward to it. Also in June, I had promised you two things. I had promised you that I'd share some of my summer bucket list things that I was doing all this summer. And then I had also promised several of you that I would give you some idea of how I host events. You guys have seen that I host tea parties and dinner parties and just events here at the house. And I got a lot of questions from you guys in the comment section. So one of my bucket list items was to have a low country boil, and I have a video, I'll pop it in here, where I shared with you all the step-by-step things that I did to get ready for this. And it's vlog style, and hopefully it addresses some of your questions. But we love to host friends, and one of the easiest things you can do is a low country boil. So if you're interested in that, or if you somehow missed that video and you had asked a lot of those questions, please check it out. Okay, another thing that I went into detail about is I shared with you guys my wellness journey. I have 2 videos that I published based on your feedback. A lot of you wanted to know what I had done, so I shared my transformation journey, a wellness journey, and all the things that I did for a year. And in that video, you guys gave me a lot of comments that you wanted to know the resources that I use. So there's a second video that has all those resources. And I hope that you found this very helpful. I have been sharing some of this information on my Instagram channel as well. In fact, this video, these 2 videos, I got probably the most feedback on, and I appreciate you responding and watching it and all of that, because it has nothing really to do with paper crafts or handwriting or anything that I'm normally sharing with you guys. But you know, it meant a lot to me that you guys were interested, and I think we're all kind of trying to help out one another. And one of the things that I shared was that in June I started a new summer challenge for my wellness journey, because it continues. I'm still working on this. It's going to take me a while. But in June, I started 2 things. I decided to do a couch to 5K training schedule, and I have all that set up, and I started that in June. And a lot of you asked some questions. So what I'm doing for that is once a week, I'm making a reel on Instagram, and I am sharing it in the highlights. So if you're interested at all in any of that, it's all on my Instagram channel. Up in the story highlights, you'll see one that says wellness, and that's where I've been kind of tracking that for you. The second thing I started was just a eating plan reset detox that I'm doing for just a few weeks this summer. Just once again to do a cleanse, get a jump start, and finish out the second half of the year with a little more healthy eating. And I'm sharing that on my Instagram reels as well, here and there. So if you do have any other questions about that, let me know. But mostly what's going to be happening in July in terms of video, we'll be back to our journals and letter writing and things like that. In terms of Courtland Cottage and any organization projects, that kind of slowed down in June. You know, I shared back in May that we went full out on transforming an entire two rooms and moving them back and forth and getting them all set up. But really the only thing that I worked on in June was a new linen closet, and I will insert a little pan of what it looks like here. This was a closet we did not use. It did not have shelving in it. It was just a very narrow hall closet that we threw our our suitcases in and things like that. But now it's really nicely set up for storing all the linen, paper products and linens and things like that that we're using throughout the house. The other thing I did was I started to work here in my studio on cleaning it up. Hopefully the background is starting to look a little neater than it has in the past. And in July, I hope to give you a tour of how this looks now. It's a little smaller, but it's very functional. And I'll be sharing some of the details of that in July. I'll be giving you an update of what the Outpost station looks like now. I still have my Harry Potter stuff. I've gotten a lot of questions because I used to have a Harry Potter closet in the other studio, and I still have a lot of that. It's just set up a little differently. I did purge a lot of things as well. But I plan to show you what's happening with the Outpost station. I plan to give you some more videos around letter writing and what's going on there during the month of July. And as always, I continue to ask for your feedback. Just about every video I made in June was a result of your feedback, and I really appreciate it. It just means a lot more when I know I'm making a video that you guys want to see. Though, please continue to give me feedback, leave a comment, and if there's something in particular that you would like to see a video of, let me know. I'm trying to hit all of them. I got a lot of requests to do the hosting one, and so I shared a lot around the Low Country Boil, but it didn't get a lot of views. So those of you that asked about that, let me know if I answered your questions in that video, or if there's something else you'd like to see in terms of my entertaining and hosting here at Courtland Cottage. But that's about it for June. I hope that you're having a wonderful summer. I hope that you're journaling and sending postcards and checking off your bucket list items and just having a great time. Please remember to always refuel yourself. That is something that we have to remember to do. And most of you that are watching, I know that the same hobbies that I have and I do to refuel myself are the ones that you do. So I hope that you're taking the time to do that, because it makes a huge difference. As always, I appreciate all your encouragement that you give me and your feedback, and I will see you next time in the next video.